Tomi. First thing I'm going to do for you is, before I really focus on the name that you gave me, I am going to focus on the energy that's coming through. You are also intuitive. This could be exactly who you're looking for. This could be somebody else. Okay, so I'm just going in the order of seniority. Don't send anybody for me. Okay, so I feel that you have a female on the other side that said she is like a mother figure for you. Yeah, she puts the wing around you. It's like, even if she's not a mother figure, she filled some good shoes. She said she has a simple, common, classic first name. I feel like you have jewelry of hers. It feels like she had a hard time breathing, and it almost seemed like she passed in a medical way, but it's almost hard to like catch our breath. Okay, and so she also says thank you. Okay, she also says thank you for ways that you helped and what you did, probably your kokum. Okay, she also says thank you for a way that you may have helped like take care of her at the end. Okay, who? Okay, this, could indicate that, I would say, okay, so let's put kokum by this. Okay, this indicates two things. One, hands down, primary guardian angel. I'm getting some past before our time vibes. I'm getting almost like kid vibes here for this Shylene. And so that person, as soon as I get your confirmations through this primary guardian angel, my whole body releases. You ever been on the top of like a power tower or like a roller coaster that just drops you and then you go weak because or you just like realize you're doing this all day and then you go like that and you can feel everything relax. So it's almost like when I channel Shylene, it's like my whole body just like I just have a full muscle release when I channel her energy. One thing I'm kind of suspicious of is that she may have passed even, not that long ago, maybe even under a year or so, or she takes partial responsibility, but we're not there. Very sunshine, very sweet. What was I just saying? Hold it. Oh yeah, she could have potentially passed under a year. So that would make sense why someone would have to come through first. So let me know if that resonates. But yeah, she passed before her time, and I feel like everything just like really lets go. And she says some words that I'm like, okay, so if you're a little one, if you're who cares, 18, 19, 20, that's a baby. Yes, very recently she passed. Okay, and so makes sense, might be in and out, but we've got her. So, who? She just makes me feel like everything stopped all at once. She gives me the word like failed. So I'm deciphering this. Okay, I just felt like this huge release of energy when I'm channeling her. She says, I'm okay. You've heard me. You've seen me out of the corners of your eyes. You know I'm not going anywhere. You could have even smelled this person since they ended up passing. Okay, so lots of ways they're fluffing up your environment. However, your intuition, your state of grief, you're wanting to, we don't know if you've seen it, however long they've been gone, 6 to 9 weeks is like usually when the signs start. Okay, so I'm glad you've been seeing it. Now, don't know who it is, I'll keep going. She says, she goes, everything's the same, Kato, let me show you. And she shows me like these boxes, like even if you've had to move some things, you've kept them folded the way she folded them, Okay, is this okay, suddenly, unexpectedly, did we see it coming? Yes. Okay, we had to have seen, and this is a sense of like, oh, I gotta be very, very specific. So we saw it coming in the sense where we're acknowledging that there's no way out. We are in a situation in which, like, let's say you're in a first person scenario, car accident, you're like, this is gonna be bad. Okay, so I acknowledge it briefly, or I understand like what's happening to me, and this is not only for closure, but in my professional opinion. It emphasizes that like there's no pain, there's excuse me, it emphasizes that there's no fear into or high stresses in what happened. And then we have for some reason, when I think of her energy, I'm like, I'd almost be hesitant to cremate her because I don't want to break anything. I don't want to separate her things because I don't want to break anything. And so I'm just like, okay, nothing's gonna break. This is definitely a taking responsibility feeling. Like I should have been there. I could have nurtured this. And we're like, shoulda, woulda, coulda. Can you drive a car for somebody else? You know. So I mean, we can't shoulda, woulda, coulda ourselves. And I don't know that you couldn't have stepped in the line of it, you know? Okay, who is this to you? I'm assuming child or somebody you'd almost have to like caretake this person in a way. Well, your friends are losing it. Okay, she's my sister, cousin. Okay, and then she said to me again, failed, like her bot. That's what she had said earlier. It's either something, to me, when she says that, if I get the word and the relax, I'm like, failed. Okay, your body failed. We failed in something we were doing. We failed to be successful into something we were doing, like successfully drive the car, successfully get through a situation, and something fails. Because I was like, if you're younger, I'm not going to be here and telling you you're a failure by any means, and then there's that word again. Like something failed. Her body, I would assume it's her body. I wouldn't assume it's an action. Okay, how did she pass? Whew, I gotta breathe for a second. Sometimes I forget to breathe. Hello, Robin. And she talked about that situation and how realistically she knew it was going to happen. She braced herself. And she said failed, and like, okay. So she also says you said self-harming. Okay, she hold on. I'm trying to say something. I'm trying to spit it out. Sometimes it's hard to. Okay, talking to spirits is hard. But she's talking about like a long time, or it went for a long time. So I assume I'm gonna give it a face that doesn't exist. Okay, let's say it's a drug thing, or trying to, in the sense where it's a circle, a vicious cycle, like an addiction. We're addicted to our depression, we're addicted to a cycle, we're addicted to things that are no good for us. It's something we have dealt with for a long time. And honestly, that's kind of like how we identify, okay? Yes, foul play was a suspicion. Was she at home when this happened? Give me a little bit of the scene. How did she end up doing it? And was there anything in her system? Yes, she was at home in the bathroom. Okay, so I see we're at home. Okay, we're in the bathroom. Okay, so typically if we're were we like actively doing this? Okay, so we have, seems like I'm in the home and the whole house is aware of an issue, so probably participating. I think that we have, you're still waiting on an autopsy. So here's the thing. Here's why I will say that I don't know. I don't think it's foul play, but let me explain why. Her boyfriend is there. Anything there? Her boyfriend's also up there? Did they both go? What is happening? They both go at the same time? Because if they did, it was definitely that. Her boyfriend is there. Anything there? Okay, hold on. I was about to say something. Hold on. Ah, shit. Here, let me tell you why I don't think that it was foul play. It's because if I put myself in a box and I'm in the car, I can't control the driver, the car is crashing. I said, so this means that we don't have a fear. There isn't a fear toward the end. You'd think even if you knew the person, I mean, unless it was like around the neck and we're hanging there like that, not to be super graphic or anything, but it feels like a letting go. It could be doing drugs in the bathroom and your body lets go. It could be a heart attack in the bathroom, your body lets go. And I think that whatever was happening, the house seems a little more high vibrational than that. It doesn't necessarily, I think that if any, I don't think anybody's really innocent. I don't think it was hands on hands, but I think like everybody participated, and it was like, you know, it was a luck of the draw type of thing. I think maybe everybody gets high, her body doesn't react properly to it. Was it an accident? Here's how I feel. Could it potentially be a drug thing? Could it potentially be that? Potentially. Even if she was doing it with someone else, people go crazy when they're doing things like that. Has that been a reoccurring issue for her? Because she talks about how it's connected to a cycle. Okay, she talks about how it's connected to a cycle of some sort, you know? So we don't have a fear, but it's like almost a failed thing. Either her body completely fails or it's a cycle she was trying to correct, and maybe she feels like, you know, I couldn't overcome addiction, so, you know, I ultimately failed. And then she talked about you being right there beside her, kind of like helping her as much as you can. You almost thought she was your responsibility, to be honest. And so from my perspective, I would say that her soul is crossing easily without the interruption of her needing to say that that had happened in any way. So she's more of showing me, okay, I'm at home, someone else can be home, cool. I don't necessarily feel negative intentions, or I don't feel like the karma should be put onto somebody else, even if it turns out it was somebody, blah blah blah. Like, her soul good with it. So from what I can see, oh, hold on, sorry, nose itch. From what I can see, I would say that it's almost like her feeling like she failed you, to be honest. Like, she failed herself, failing you. Like, why would we have gone into all those details? She could have just told me somebody killed her. You know what I'm saying? She could have just said it. She could have just told me that. You know? She could have made it really fucking simple, actually. But there had to have been that partial responsibility, because she still did need Kokum to bring her through. So